Hello, my name's Nina of I'm the pharmacist at Stockwell Pharmacy in Ealing, and today I wanted to speak to you a little bit about electronic cigarettes because more and more people are using electronic cigarettes as a smoking cessation, and today I'm very fortunate to have Guy Eaton.
Hello.
Hello Guy, who's an expert on smoking cessation, and I thought I'd, if it's alright with you Guy, just ask you a few questions about generally smoking cessation and also a little bit, you know, on electronic cigarettes. So Guy, how long have you been a smoking cessation expert?
About 3 or 4 years.
Oh, very good. And with the electronic cigarettes, how is the electronic cigarette more effective than traditional smoking cessation, you know, such as gum or patches or nasal sprays? What do you think?
The information from research is very thin at the moment, so it can only be marketed as a safer alternative to smoking. There is some information from research to indicate that they are at least as effective as NRT, if not more effective. The main reason for that would be that they simulate the action of smoking.
Sure.
And provide the sensation of smoking. They also deliver nicotine much more rapidly than NRT, which is closer to that of a real cigarette.
Sure.
So it provides you with what some people call a nicotine hit,
Okay.
which is quick absorption of nicotine
Right,
to the brain.
right. What advice would you give to people who have tried to quit with other products but have had no success?
I would say to them that they should obtain bespoke behavioural support from a trained smoking cessation specialist. They should also use certain pharmacological products such as NRT, Zyban or Champix. Mainly, the main reason that smokers fail with NRT is they don't follow the instructions, they don't use enough NRT. You only absorb a small fraction of the nicotine that's stated actually on the box. Electronic cigarettes are good for some people as a tobacco harm reduction tool. If there are people that have tried everything and feel that they can't quit, this could be a good alternative.
Right. Are there any negatives that you've experienced with the use of electronic cigarettes?
Yes, I would say the main one is ease of use. They can be quite complicated to use, and they're usually very long instructions. This is harder to use than, say, a Nicorette inhaler. However, you can get used to using them after a certain period of time, and certainly much easier than using, say, an iPhone or a computer.
Right.
So it's really ease of use. The purity of the liquid that's vaporized is not regulated currently. Nevertheless, they contain no known carcinogens, they contain no tar or carbon monoxide.
Yes.
And in fact they contain 4,000 fewer chemicals than cigarettes do.
Right.
Long-term studies have shown that nicotine by itself does not seem to be detrimental to health.
Right.
There are some companies that are looking to being regulated and have pharmaceutical grade nicotine.
Right. Is there any that you suggest? Is there any of that you know?
Yes, there are companies that I know that are doing that.
And what methods of smoking cessation do you feel are the most effective?
Really ones that are tailored to the individual rather than the masses. So you would look at someone's smoking history, you would look at their level of nicotine dependence, and then you would provide them with behavioural support. For example, you would find out how many times they tried to quit before and why they think they failed. You teach them how to avoid certain situations. For example, to reduce their caffeine intake because you metabolise caffeine much faster when you smoke. So there are methods that you can use that really do help people to withstand cravings. The other aspect is to look at support from NRT, or any nicotine-containing product, and tailor that to the individual. Certain products are more effective for heavy smokers, for example, as opposed to other products. Oral products tend to be much more effective with heavy smokers, as they deliver nicotine more readily, and you can control the amount of nicotine that you're having.
Right. We use Intellicig in the shop, and the customers are very happy using Intellicig brands. What benefits do some brands offer over other brands of electronic cigarettes?
The electronics are different in different brands of electronic cigarettes, although they tend to be very similar. The benefits that some brands have is the level of purity of the liquid that they use. And there are some companies that are producing liquid to a medicinal standard, and they follow good manufacturing practice guidelines. And there's one that I know that has a good manufacturing practice certificate and is also inspected by the Medicines and Healthcare Regulation Authority.
Right. Is there anything else that you'd like to add?
Yeah, I'd like to say, I mean, on the issue of electronic cigarettes, that electronic cigarettes are made by smokers, have been invented by smokers for smokers.
Right.
And they are completely independent currently of tobacco and pharmaceutical companies.
Right.
The data is thin on safety, but all the evidence points to them being safe currently. There was advice to the government by expert government advisors that said that electronic cigarettes would possibly save up to 10,000 lives a year in the UK.
Right.
And that nicotine by itself was little worse for you than caffeine. Also, there'd be a huge amount of money saved by the National Health Service, up to £100 million,
right.
If people used electronic cigarettes as opposed to regular cigarettes.
Thank you for having been here, Guy, today. I hope that's been useful for everybody. If you need any more information, please visit our website, stockwellpharmacy.co.uk. Thank you.